Assalamu alaikum and welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a book review of a book that was recently published just last year. The title of the book is Short Commentary on the Illumination of the Creed, and this is referring to Luma'at al Itiqaad, and the commentary is by Imam Abdul-Qadir ibn Badran, a-Dumi, rahimahullah, and he died in the year 1346, and it was translated by Sheikh al-Hajj Abu Ja'far al-Hanbali, hafidhahullah. Now, the book was only published last year in 2023, and I only had a chance over the past few weeks to have a look at the book. I think that most of you are familiar with the translator, Sheikh al-Hajj Abu Ja'far Hanbali. He's quite active. He does a lot of podcasts. He does a lot of translation work, both for publication and on the internet. So let's have a quick look at the contents, and then we'll look at a few things inside the book just so you have an idea what it's like. So he has a note on the translation. There's a section in the introduction on the importance of the creed and safeguarding the creed from corruption and knowing the Orthodox Islam from the heresy. And then there's a quick biography on the commentator and the author, meaning Ibn Qudama, rahimahullah. And there's a short introduction to the text, and I think most of us are inshallah familiar with Luma'at al Itiqaad, so we know the contents of that book, but you can see it here. And then at the end there are some appendices which we will look at. So now you should be seeing on the screen this is a page from the introduction, which is a composition of the translator, and you can just get an idea what it looks like. The hadith and Quranic verses are in Arabic and English. One of the things that really sets this book out is that the translator has done a lot on the biographies of people who are mentioned. And mashallah, you find a biography, I think, for every person, and it's quite thorough. And you can just see on the page here, the extent of those biographies. Another thing that's really interesting that he has in the introduction is a translation of the short letter that Al-Imam Ali radiallahu anhu has composed, and this could very well be the first text in Aqidah ever written. And this is just to link this very early treatise with some of the later works, especially those of the Hanabila. And what's also unique about this version that he has here, which is in Hilyat al-Awliya, many times this in print, parts of it have been redacted or deleted or censored. So subhanallah, the author or the translator, he has the full text here in translation, so this is quite a unique and beneficial addition to the work. There's a good biography of Imam Abdul-Qadir ibn Badran, a-Dumi, rahimahullah, and one of the things that I like about his biography is he does mention some of the specific positions that the Imam had based on his own ijtihad. The biographies for both Ibn Qudama and a-Dumi, rahimahumullah, they're not very long. I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing, but for me personally, I don't like the introduction to be too long. I mean, if I want to go to that level of research about somebody, I would prefer just to go to a book about them. So I find, personally for myself, each biography is just maybe 5 or 6 pages long, and you can see that on this page too, for example, there's quite a bit of footnotes, so the page itself isn't so long. But yeah, for me personally, I find it as a good length in the biography. And I just wanted to show this as well. The translator has gone to some efforts to have some very useful supplementary material in his introduction, and he has translated some parts of Nawawi's Sharh of Sahih Muslim, especially dealing with the issue of tafweedh and the madhab of the Salaf and the Khalaf. And the passages that he has translated are some of the most beneficial. And for those of you who may have seen some of the podcasts that he's done, he has a 5-video series on Al-Qadi Abu Ya'la, rahimahullah, and there's quite a bit of, I believe it's the 3rd video of the series that is relying on this translation. And you can see the impact that this research had when he was preparing that series. And even in the dedication, he mentions Al-Qadi Abu Ya'la. So if you liked that series, you would very much like this book. And I would say if you like the book, you would also like the series. I recommend both. I haven't seen all of Sheikh Abu Ja'far's podcasts, but the ones that I've seen, I like the one on Qadi Abu Ya'la the best. So now this is just a picture of the text of the book itself. So it has, you can see at the top here, Luma'at al Itiqaad is there in both Arabic and English, and then a-Dumi's commentary is also there, and that's also available in Arabic and English. And you can see the footnotes are also there. As I said, very comprehensive and useful footnotes, especially on the biographies of people. You can see in the passage that we're looking at here, the commentary is fairly light, and a lot of it is a very Hanbali kind of commentary, so sticking a lot to the hadiths to mention and explain things. While a lot of a-Dumi's commentary is quite brief, there are some sections that are a bit heavier, so you can see on this page the commentary is taking the whole page, and even on this section I think the commentary is going for a few pages, although that's not, as I said, necessarily normal. Overall, I find the commentary a bit brief. So another good thing about this book is that at the end it has the metin, the core text of Luma'at al Itiqaad in Arabic, just the core metin text and without any translation. And this is really useful in case just you want to read the text just for review or for memorization. For those of you who've seen my other video on some of the previous new versions of Luma'at al Itiqaad, I know that Sheikh Abdullah al-Abdullah's Sharh, he also has the same kind of format, although he has that pure Arabic text in the beginning. But like I said, I find that very useful just for review and memorization. Now, at the end of the book, there are 3 appendices. You can see the titles here, Seating of the Throne and the Primordial Prophethood, mutaashabihaat, ayat and tafweedh, and the last one, luminaries who upheld the doctrine of tafweedh. So this is just a sample from Appendix A, and it's composed much in the same way as you've seen the rest of the book. So this section, the translator has basically compiled some statements of other scholars, including Ibn Atiyah al-Andalusi, Ibn al-Jawzi, Izzuddin bin Abd salam, Imam al-Ras'ani, I think there could be a few others, or maybe he's the last one. There's also Imam Mahmud al-Alusi, rahimahumullah. So he has just taken from these authors, from their books, and compiled their comments on this issue together. Now, Appendix B is on the mutaashabihaat, ayat and tafweedh, and this is just a translation of a short section of Ibn Qudama's book, Rawdat al-Nadir, and al-Faqir has also made a video on the topic, and I've done my own translation. It's probably not as good as Sheikh Abu Ja'far's translation here, but yeah, I mean, this is a great resource because this is one of the most important texts when you want to talk about Ibn Qudama and tafweedh. So you can read it here, and please see the video of al-Faqir. And the last appendix is just on some of the comments or statements of the scholars of the Hanabila on the issue of the tafweedh. So this is including statements starting with Imam Ahmed, and all the big Hanabila are there, but it's going up to even some of the more recent Hanabila, like Imam Abdullah Sufyan al-Qadumi, Ibn Badran himself, al-Dahyan, who else is here? Al-Shatti, Muhammad Assam al-Shatti, and even contemporary scholars like Sheikh Abdul Rahman al-Shami and Sheikh Muhammad al-Sayyid, rahimahumullah. And this composition was actually first prepared by our Sheikh Mustafa Hamdu Ulyan, hafadhullah, and Sheikh Abu Ja'far. He's translated it, and subhanallah, there have been a few things that al-Faqir wanted to translate, and Sheikh Abu Ja'far has done it before him, but this was one of the things that I was interested in doing, but barakallahu fi, he's done the translation here, and this is really a great appendix. So I would just mention a few pros and cons. I mean, the cons, the only thing I really don't like about the book is that I have the soft cover. I'm not sure, I don't think I saw a hardcover. Maybe it's available now, but yeah, the soft cover, it doesn't look like it's going to last very long, especially this type of book that someone will read and reference a lot. So some of the pros would be the rigorousness in the translation. So the Sheikh has talked a lot about in the beginning about his methodology in the translation, and if you've read any of his other works, I mean, he works very hard to convey the meaning as best as he can in the English language. Very good choice of vocabulary in the translation. So yeah, it's very good. That general introduction on the creed, we looked at those main parts. I mean, that's also something that's very useful. And I mean, as I said, sometimes these introductions become a bit heavy and dull, but I really enjoyed reading it. Another pro is that this is a publication of a rare text. I had never seen a-Dumi's commentary. I'm not sure if it's in publication in Arabic, but I personally haven't seen it. And he's a very important Hanbali scholar of recent history. Another pro, having the Arabic and English for the Matin core text and commentary is very useful. There's barakah to have it. It's also useful for those who are studying, especially if you're not the native Arabic speaker. It will help you a lot to learn the words and the vocabulary. Another pro is that it's overall a short and brief commentary. I guess that's not necessarily a pro or a con, but I kind of like it just because there are much longer commentaries available. So it's nice to have something that's lighter. I really like also that the Matin just in Arabic is by itself. I already said, why I like that. We just looked at the appendices. They're all very useful, very interesting. And especially based on that last appendice, I really appreciate that kind of a ecumenical Hanbali approach. I'll just leave it there. Me personally, I like that approach. Maybe not everyone does. So as far as what we have in English, at least that's a real Hanbali commentary or explanation. We only have this book and Hashiyat al-Muwaffaq by Sheikh Yusuf bin Sadiq al-Hanbali. So, if I were to compare the books, it's not that I want to say one's better than the other, but just to kind of give you an idea how they differ. The 2 points that I would give, which are kind of one and the same point, the Hashiyah and Hashiyat al-Muwaffaq, the Hashiyah itself is more thorough. So for each point, you find that overall the Hashiyah is fairly long and a bit more thorough. Whereas in this commentary of a-Dumi, I already said overall it's a bit lighter, but the thing is that you've seen in this book, the translator, Sheikh Abu Ja'far, he's given these useful introductions, a lot in the footnotes, and these 3 very useful appendices. So it's just kind of a different approach for reading and studying the text. Like I said, I'm not saying one is better than the other, and I think that both books are complementing each other quite well. But I personally found having those supplementary readings really useful. So overall, I highly recommend that English speakers get this book. And even if you're not Hanbali, I find that some of those supplementary readings to be very useful in general. May Allah reward the Sheikh for his effort and those who helped him also prepare the book. And we'll leave it here. If you have read the book yourself, please make any comments. We love to have some good discussion among the Hanabila. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.